Hello everyone and welcome back to another art unboxing. So again, this is a Scrawlrbox and this is thanks to my mum for paying for all of these. This will probably be the last one for a while as I cannot afford anything else. You know, this is just the last one, so let's get started. Okay, so I haven't seen anything in this. Okay, it's looking good so far. Okay, so this hasn't been wrapped in the tissue paper naturally because it's quite large, but it looks pretty cool. I'm excited for this. We'll talk about that in a second though. So let's have a look at this first. So this is the artwork, which is really pretty, very pretty. Okay, so I'll let you read that. But the featured artist is Liz. She's an animator, illustrator living in Canada. So there's all her details and information. It's cool. So make sure to check her out. Okay, so usually the card tells you what paper it is, but it seems like cold pressed watercolor paper. It has that kind of texture about it, and there's two pieces. There's two pieces, kind of tall ones. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, so this here is Koi by Sakura Watercolours Pocket Field Sketchbox. Okay, so let's open this because this will probably have all the card with all the details in. Okay, it's very neatly packaged this time. Okay, so another sweet here, citrus fruit. Oh, the Scrawlrbox sticker's a lot different this time. It's just a big version of the squiggly line. Okay, so let's get started. So on the card it says Koi Watercolours Sketch Travel Kit. This watercolour set is a perfect creative travel companion. It's lightweight and contains 12 quality pan watercolour paints which are easily blended into an endless range of colours. There's also a refillable water brush to store water while on the road, the perfect pocket-sized set for painting on the go. So let's have a look at the inside. It's quite a big item, usually it's just pens, so this is quite exciting. Okay, so it's very much like my Winsor & Newton kind of colours. Let's some of these out. Okay, so it seems they look quite, I don't know if you can tell, they're kind of like plasticky looking watercolours. But like it said, and I've been looking for one of these for ages that has a stopper in. So you can, you know, do watercolours with that. So you just screw that on, and then a little sponge. It comes with a palette here. I think a little hole here if you want to put another paintbrush in there. Give me a second. Okay, I've got some water in my brush so we can give this a try. Some scrap paper here. So let's try some of the different colours. Wow, it picks up water pigment straight away. You don't have to put much on there. Wow, look at that. These are really nice. Like I said, they felt plasticky, but quite nice. I wonder whether they'd be quite a powdery watercolour when they're dry. Maybe this isn't the best paper to try this on. See, I've got any scrap watercolour paper. Just give me a second. Okay, so I've got hot press. It's got a texture to it. Postcard. So let's try it out on this. Let's do the same colour. So it doesn't need much water. Let's do a Wow, very pigmented. Very nice. Yeah, I like that. That's very nice. Right, let's try a different colour. Bit of green. Oh, that's gorgeous. I love the colours. Sorry, that's off camera. I love the colours. Love it. See if we can blend two colours together. It really picks up the colour straight away. Yeah, very nice. I'll let those dry, and then at the end of this video I'll show whether they're kind of powdery or what kind of finish they have to the colour. Yeah, overall quite pleased with those. Like I said, they're kind of similar to the Winsor & Newton Pocket, but I suppose all Pocket watercolours are similar to that. I'll just switch that. Yeah, they seem very nice. The colours seem really good. So that's exciting to do something with. Okay, next on the list is a Staedtler Tri Plus fineliner. High quality fineliner has a super fine metal encased tip with an ergonomic triangular barrel for effortless and fatigue-free drawing. It is also cleverly dry safe, which means it can be left uncapped for several days without drying up. Okay, so I've got this in blue. It doesn't say the exact colour, just blue. That's the tip on it. And let's try it on this scrap paper over here. So it is a nice fineliner. I've tried things like this before. Yeah, it's just all one thickness, as a fineliner always is really. But a nice blue colour. I'll just see whether water causes it to run. Yeah, water is picking it up. I'll leave that till the end, this one, and see whether the water causes it to run after it's left to dry for a little bit. Okay, so next on the list is a Koh-i-noor fibre brush pen. Water-based fibre tip brush pens come in a selection of vibrant colours and have long soft tips for easy application, great for adding bolder marks and texture strokes to your work. So I think it's kind of like a felt tipped, if my camera would like to focus. Was it not going to, there we go. Yeah, it's like a felt tip. It's very hard, so it's not like a brush nib. It's a very hard felt, yeah, it's just like any felt tip really. I'm interested to see it takes that colour off the blue, so when I'm creating this I'm going to have to, all these things are difficult to marry up, because if water makes the blue pen run, and so do these water-based inks, then the blue pen's going to have to go on after. See how water does on this. So it doesn't even drag the colour off the water-based pen. So we might have to do a couple of trials and see how that works. Okay, next on the list is a Koh-i-noor graphite pencil. This quality soft lead pencil is ideal for drawing and initially sketching out your design before adding colour. A great choice with high opacity, light fastness, clean erasing and strong durable graphite. So it's F, so it's a really, I don't know if you can see that. It's quite a hard one. That's the top. So yeah, it's a very, very hard, very, very hard lead. I can think of the words. So yes, and then it does give you a little bit about the paper. It's Botanical Ultra Smooth watercolour paper. It's 300 GSM paper. Is cylinder mould made. It's 50% cotton, acid free and specifically designed for watercolours, so we include a couple of sample sheets to try it with your new supplies. So they should be really, really good to use with the watercolours on. Okay, so the Scrawlr challenge is escape, so that's kind of an interesting, very wide topic. So we could do quite a bit with that, I think. Yeah, so look at this art. I don't know how you'd interpret that as escape, I'm not sure, but yeah, it'll be interesting to come up with something for that. I suppose you can interpret it any way you like, so yeah, so that, I like the supplies, I like the watercolours. It's nice to have a bigger supply for a change, not just pens and pencils, if you know what I mean. So I think overall that's pretty cool, and I'll see you in a second for the artwork, so thank you for watching. Wow, so I really love this box, and I really think this was the best box to finish my subscription on, because like I said, I can't really afford any more boxes, and I've been kindly bought all these boxes previously by my mum, so yes, anyway, like I said, I really enjoyed this box. I loved the watercolours, and as much as I found it very difficult to, you know, include the Koh-i-noor felt tip and the Staedtler fineliner into this, I actually still really enjoyed it, and to be honest, the way I incorporated those actually turned out really well. So I think all I can say is really that the watercolours were very pigmented, the pens were very pigmented, and surprisingly I really enjoyed drawing with the pencil as well, because although it was a very hard lead, I don't know, it just felt nice to draw with, but I will admit, if you pressed on a bit too hard and you tried to rub it out, it would leave a bit of a line, so I did have to be very precise with that. But the one thing I will say is I'm not very good with watercolours. I'm still practicing with those, so that's why my skills and everything with this are not very good. But I did notice that the paper did start to eat away ever so slightly, but that might just be because of the technique I was using. Maybe I was dry brushing. I don't think I was dry brushing, but maybe I did dry brush a little bit, or maybe I just added a bit too much water at once in one spot. But when I look at the paper after it's done now, I can see it's eaten a slightly bit away, but and left kind of a bit of a fuzzy look, but I do think the paper held up very well, considering, well, I suppose it is watercolour paper, so it's meant to, and I think it all held up very well, but like I say, it did eat a bit, but that might have just been my own technique. Another thing, the watercolours came with that travel water brush, which I love. I've been wanting to get an actual travel one because I have water brushes, but I haven't got one with the, you know, the black stopper, so you can fill it up and keep it on you in a more compact way. And like I say, the colours were very vibrant. It took me a while to get this skin colour because of how vibrant the colours were. I was trying to mix, and the colours were just, every time I added a bit of colour, I thought that I needed to add a certain amount, but it ended up being too much because that's how vibrant they were. They were just taking over each other when I was mixing the colours, so it took me a while to get this skin colour. But in the end I did finally get it, and it took a lot of white. My white's actually gone down quite a bit. That's how, you know, much mixing I actually had to do. But anyway, yeah, I did a lot of layering on this. Maybe that's what, you know, caused it to eat in, but I thought, I suppose you meant to layer with watercolour, I don't know. Anyway, I did a lot of layering, as you will see, and it took me a while to get the nice, you know, skin tone, you know, look about it, and to incorporate this orange, because I did get a very vibrant orange felt kind of tipped pen. What I did was I went where all the shading was on the fingers and kind of did lines where they all were, and then I used my water brush with a little bit of paint on, and luckily, because it's water based, it kind of blended out, which when I tested at the start of this video, it didn't blend out because I was doing it on normal paper. So I'm glad I actually tried and risked it. It was pretty risky to do on the piece instead of testing it, but it did work, and it left it with quite a fluorescent orange look on the hands, but it did actually end up looking quite good in the end. One criticism I will have about these hands is that the bottommost finger of the left hand, I shaded quite a bit, but then I didn't define the fingernail, and now looking at it right now in front of me, I do regret doing that. But yeah, it hasn't turned out too badly. I think it's good considering I'm not very good with watercolours, and I was trying to incorporate all the different supplies. The butterfly you will see in a second. I did actually take that off a real butterfly. I can't remember for the life of me right now what the butterfly is called now. Never mind. But I thought, because the theme was escape. Now, I posted this picture on Instagram, and I actually had someone comment and say that they had the same idea before even seeing mine or me seeing theirs, so that's a good thing, I suppose. Then at least I know that I haven't read the theme of escape. But my thoughts were, a person had a butterfly in their hands, and the butterfly was trying to escape, so then the hands open, and this is the butterfly flying out, escaping from kind of like a cage of hands, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I like how this turned out. Very simple. I didn't do two pieces, even though I got two pieces of paper like I usually do, because I kind of want to use that paper and these watercolours for a different project, because that's how much I love them. And obviously very sad that this is my last Scrawlrbox, but maybe in the future if I have any spare cash, which probably will be unlikely, but yeah, I did enjoy this very much. And I look forward to maybe starting it again, or even, you know, if I do have a little bit of spare money that doesn't really equal £15 a month, just getting a few extra supplies randomly that don't cost too much, and I'll do little, kind of like my own little unboxing slash creating a piece of art from certain supplies. Let's see if that works in the future. I hope you enjoy this video. Oh, another thing is the fineliner, because I did a blue butterfly, I used that on there. You'll just see the technique. So yeah, this is me using the orange felt pen, and as you can see, it adds kind of like a nice warm glow to the hands, which I actually really liked, and you can see me blending it out with the water there. Yeah, anyway, I'll stop yapping and let you watch the rest of the video. So thank you for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed this as much as I actually really enjoyed these supplies. So thank you. Bye bye.
Hey there, I have recently done what everyone seems to be doing at the moment, which is the Winsor & Newton challenge. And this, I'll give you a brief overview. It's a challenge where Winsor & Newton have taken lines from their logo